All right, everyone, welcome back to Live from the Mansion here at the Mansion at Strathmore. All right, we got another week of amazing conversation and music for you all. I'm your host, Christylez, and I'm going to help you get to know some of the artists, right? And so this week, my friends, we got some good stuff in store for you. Man, get your palm emojis ready and get the comment section ready. Start inviting your friends right now to witness what we have in store for you. We got Kolodner, my friends. Enjoy.
If I had my life to live over, would it sweet baby's arms. Gonna lay around the shack till the mail train gets back. I'll roll in my sweet baby's arms. Till the mail train gets back, I'll roll in my sweet baby's arms. Gonna lay around the shack till the mail train gets back. I'll roll in my sweet baby's arms. Alrighty, folks, thank you so much for tuning in out here on the interwebs. I am Brad Kolodner here with Big Al, Alex Lacquement, playing the upright bass, and what a joy to be coming to you wherever you are around the world. I'm here on my 5-string banjo, and I was honored to be a Strathmore artist in resident back in 2014, and played a bunch of concerts right here in this beautiful space here at the mansion, and we're really happy to be here playing some music for, while you can't see it, there are actually some people in the room. It's great to play in front of live people instead of just a screen. Yes, so but in any case, we're going to keep things rolling here. We started the show off there with a tune that I wrote called Duckpin, one that Alex and I play in our other band, Charm City Junction, and followed that up with a classic bluegrass number called Rollin' My Sweet Baby's Arms. And we're going to switch gears here. I'm going to pick up my gourd banjo.
We're going all fretless.
Yep, this is all fretless. Alex has that huge fretless fiddle over here, and I'm picking up my beautiful gourd banjo, which was actually made in Baltimore, and sort of modeled after the early banjos, which originally came from Africa. And they kind of looked like this way back in the day, with this gourd body, this beautiful goat skin head, and this piece of walnut. It's fretless, and we're going to play a tune here that I recorded on a brand new album that I just put out with my father, Ken. He's a great hammered dulcimer player, and this is one of my favorite numbers, and it also happens to be the state flower of my home state of Maryland. It's called Black-Eyed Susie. Black-Eyed Susie, hey, hey, Black-Eyed Susie, hey. black-eyed Susie, hey.
Yo, we are here with Brad Kolodner, who is holding it down like gravity, playing all the strings, giving you the variety of string instrumentation over here. So Brad, my dude, what year were you an artist in residence?
2014.
2014, right? 2014. Look, we got all years represented up in here, yo.
Yeah.
And we both had like a lot of great memories here in this room, man.
Totally.
You know, so
yeah, I mean, I will never forget those shows because that was kind of the first time I really stepped out on my own a little bit to put together a band. Even though I was playing with people I was familiar with,
yes,
you know, it was just like my thing front and center. So it's really humbling, you know, all the work that goes into it. I was already playing a bit full time at that point anyway, but it was just such a great experience to like meet all these other musicians who are kind of in a similar boat, trying to like get their feet under them from a career standpoint. And I still stay in touch with folks who were in my class and still occasionally play with a handful of my classmates and see them around town. And because I've stayed in this general area, it's been nice to see how each of us has kind of continued to grow and keep music in our lives.
Exactly, man. And how is it? So look, we have cultural context with music, right? So you're doing a lot of stuff mixing like kind of like old time music and Americana music. But how is it like going from like the traditional settings where you would usually play, and then you're like, we're gonna be in a mansion, y'all. We're gonna be at the mansion at Strathmore playing this music. How is that like for you, man?
That's a really good question because, you know, like this music definitely has a connotation of being like old time, sort of backwoods, rural American folk music. But they're also like this music is beautiful and it can be dynamic and expressive,
for sure,
and honest and raw. And it's really nice to be able to sort of, in some ways, legitimize this music by taking it to formal and, you know, fancy venues like this, you know, here in the mansion. Like it deserves that kind of respect, and it frequently gets sort of pushed down as music that isn't as formal or proper, because it is music of the people, you know, in the sense that it's like music that you play with your friends and your communities on your porch, you know.
For sure.
But there are so many artists, you know, who take this music really seriously and put a lot of time into their craft, writing original music, original songs that have really deep meanings, but it also can be fun and silly too. So I think it has such a wide spectrum, and it deserves the formal representation as well. My paper bride came all the way from China, Golden Gate, San Francisco Bay. Spent a lifetime on the Angel Island, waiting for our wedding day. There's a fortune on the Golden Mountain. I staked my claim there in the fall. I left my bride on the Angel Island. She wrote these words up on the wall. One more lifetime, one more lifetime, one more lifetime, loving you. Working the gold fields in the high Sierras, early snow began to fall. Buried treasure for my darling under redwood. tree so tall. Snowed in all winter on the Golden Mountain. When I returned there in the spring, my bride was gone from the Angel Island. No one knew where, no one knew when. One more lifetime, one more lifetime, one more lifetime, loving you. Now I live my life like a Chinese painting. Shadows wash against the sky. Empty brush strokes for my darling. We never said our last goodbye. One more lifetime, one more lifetime, one more lifetime, loving you.
Another question I wanted to ask you, my dude, like, what was it? What has it been like for you and your music and your practice and your normal setup? What has it been like over the past 3 to 4 months?
Well, I think when the pandemic was first hitting, I think like everybody, we were all just kind of like in place, just like, what are we going to do? Like, just not just how are we going to keep our careers going, but how are we going to be safe and healthy and people we care about. So I was definitely in that mode for the first month. But then after a while, when I realized that we're going to be in this for a while, I started to spend some more time like working on other aspects of my skills that I've been wanting to work on for years, like practicing singing more regularly, working on playing some guitar, and just like practicing other components of my musicianship, you know, that I just haven't been that I've just kind of put on hold while I've been touring and busy with all kinds of gigs and obligations. As you know, as a full-time artist, you're just like, you're being pulled in so many different directions. It can be hard to remember to just like sit down and practice. So I use that time to really practice and work on my sort of look inward and practice my own skills. But I did some streaming concerts and taught some Zoom lessons, you know, and I started building up a banjo course that's about to be launched on this website called True Fire, where you can learn how to play banjo from my lessons, you know. So I've been, you know, working on some other projects behind the scenes too, but mostly just been practicing and trying to just keep developing skills that I've been putting off. Alrighty, thank you. That's Chimney Swift's a new tune of mine.
I could dig it, man. And are you doing any other hobbies to ground yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I've been working on my garden,
Uh-huh.
like planting new veggies this spring, cleaning my house a lot, like everybody probably. But no particular new hobbies. I really spent the time to just like reinvest my energy towards the music that I love, that I just kind of, even though I play full time, it's like I kind of put it on the back burner, just like sitting and actually practicing in a dedicated way, like I used to when I was younger. But I just haven't really been doing that lately. So yeah, no new hobbies in particular.
I feel you, brother. Now, what you got right here? All right, so we got all of these practices. So you used to play. So your first instrument,
actually, the first instrument was the cello.
Hey.
Yeah, I played the cello when I was 4th grade through 12th grade. It was what my mom played. She also played music, and I just I enjoyed it. It was classical music. I played in school, but then once I found the banjo when I was a 17-year-old, I was like, "Whoa, this is so weird! Like, what are they doing with their hands? How do they make those sounds? It's so percussive and rhythmic and just so different." And so that grabbed me.
Is there anything about your cello playing background that has influenced the way that you approach cello? The banjo.
I haven't. I would say that it's probably helped me more with playing the violin, playing fiddle,
right?
And I play some upright bass too, so probably helped there with playing just like a fretless stringed instrument like that. I think maybe all those years of practicing, good time and rhythm, and just kind of the more technical side has been helpful. But I think the biggest thing was growing up around the music, because my dad plays and has been continuing to play, since it's been playing since I was born. So, I think just being around it and hearing those melodies all the time, there was no way that they weren't going to like sink in.
So you have these right here, and this right here going from fretted instrument to fretless instrument. Now this makes sense, man, because you have your background with cello and then also fiddle. Going right here to this fretless one, I would die if you took the frets off my guitar.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it's fun playing that gourd banjo because even though like I don't know exactly where the notes are all the time, I'm kind of like sliding in and out. Those slides are really interesting. They're like super groovy and bluesy. You kind of have these like in between notes that aren't really like a half step. They're like it's quarter tone. I don't know. There's just really weird little in between notes that stand out, and I really like that side of the music too, like kind of the gritty stuff that isn't quite as like perfectly in tune or clean,
Exactly. Man, look, I love nerding out with you, man, talking about this. I want to know more about like story and all that, but we don't have the time, y'all. But you do have the time, though. What you could do is you could go into the comments section and write some comments for Brad. And you can check out his banjo lessons on,
True Fire.
On True Fire. So check him on there. What else can we do to support you?
You can listen to me on the radio. I host a bluegrass and old time music show on WAMU here in DC every Wednesday and Friday from 12 to 3. So on their HD2 channel, 88.5 HD2, I host a bluegrass show every Wednesday from 12 to 3 and old time music every Friday from 12 to 3.
Paya. Yeah. There we go. Ladies and gents, thank you so much for tuning in. Brad Kolodner.
Thanks, cheers. Yeah.
That was Live from the Mansion with Brad Kolodner. We're here every Wednesday night at 7:30 p.m. with our host, Christylez and a new artist. Join us next week for Elijah Jamal Balbed, Isabel De Leon, and Mark G. Meadows. RSVP at strathmore.org or on Facebook.